I'm going to tell you how we found our raw land, and then I'm going to also give you some other ideas if you're looking for raw land, some of the best ways that you can do this. For us, we found our plot of land. We've got about 6 acres on Facebook Marketplace. Not even kidding you. But here's how this all started. So I literally went onto Google and I just typed in raw land for sale, and you can get, there's a bunch of different websites, kind of like Zillow, but for raw land, although Zillow does have raw land for sale on there as well. And it showed me every piece of raw land in the entire United States, but we knew the general area that we wanted to go, so we just narrowed our search down to that. Then through those websites like Zillow's, and I think it's called Land Flip or something like that, when you show interest in one of the listings, there's an agent contact number on there. And so we contacted, she was through Coldwell Banker Realty or something like that. We actually met with her. We drove all the way up. We didn't have land, so we just stayed in a tent with all of our kids, stayed for the weekend so that we could meet with her. And she actually took us to all these different raw land plots for sale. And we just walked the land. And be careful, because I did get a really bad tick bite on one of these walkthroughs that I'll never forget. At this point, we were using a realtor. So she's walking through, instead of showing us homes, she's just showing us raw land. And you really need to go out and walk these properties, because we would see it online and we would fall in love with it and think it was perfect. And then we would go out to see it, and the land is literally sloped like this. Like, where would you even put a house? There was no real good flat spots. And that was a huge deal breaker for us for a lot of these plots. We basically spent the weekend with her looking at all these different plots, and I just was not happy with any of them. And so I went to Facebook and I found a local Facebook group to the area that we were moving. So I put the city name in, and then I just searched for groups under Facebook groups, and I found one for like locals to the area. I actually posted in that group and I was like, hey, we just met with a realtor. We walked through a bunch of plots, and I basically was venting to these locals. Like, I'm just so frustrated. Does anybody know of any plots that are for sale that have this leveled area for our home? We want a creek of some sort. Like, anybody got anything like that? And lo and behold, somebody commented on that was selling his own land. He was selling it through Facebook Marketplace, actually, but he and I just started messaging back and forth. And long story short, now we have our 6 acres and a creek. So I tell you all that because you can go the 2 different routes. You can just go independent, find it on your own, whether that's through Facebook, family friend, whatever, or you can go the realtor route. But just keep in mind, the realtor route, it might end up being a little more expensive because they get like a cut from the sale or whatever. But we liked going this private route because we were able to strike our own deal. Like, we went and got the appraisal. We made sure what he wanted to sell it for was legit based on the value of the land, which it was. And then we just ended up getting a land loan and doing it that way. So Google, Facebook, finding a private seller, in my opinion, was the best route to go, but you can always use the realtor route as well.